Hi everyone, welcome back to Intuitive Garden Tarot. If you're new here to my channel, welcome. My name is Nicole. I will be doing a weekly energy forecast for the week of February 3rd through the 9th. This may or may not resonate with you. This is a general reading. If you would like a personal reading, please go to my website, intuitivegardentarot.org, and you may book a one-on-one session with me there. Also, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. It really helps my channel grow. Liking and sharing my videos does so as well. I really appreciate all your support and love. Thank you so much. Okay, everyone, let's dig in. General energy for the week of February 3rd through the 9th. I'm using the Mind's Eye Tarot deck today. We have the Six of Swords, Ten of Swords, Judgment, Justice, Knight of Swords, Three of Wands, Nine of Pentacles. All right, not a single cup here, so we don't have the water element. We do have a lot of mental energy here, and this was similar last week as well. Two major arcana, the Judgment card and the Justice card, very big energy. Really calling us to rise up to the challenge, to stand up for our own truth and justice, as well as balance inside and outside of us. That's what's coming through right away. So in the recent past, we have the Judgment card, and this is about being called from above to your higher purpose, to stand tall, stand in your truth. And I'm seeing some transformational energy there and a little bit of guidance. But some of you might be looking at changing your life direction. You might be sensing, or have been sensing for a while, that there might be a higher purpose for you that you haven't already tapped into. And by the way, that's an excellent motivation for doing a personal one-on-one card reading. I'd love to dive deep into what it is that your life purpose is and really hone in on getting more clarity on that if you aren't already feeling that clarity. A lot of people are changing course and feeling inspired by the changing energy in and around all of us. There's a lot of change going on, that's for sure, right? We are showing up in the present as the Six of Swords energy. And this is a beautiful energy of moving into a calmer place of mind, more clarity. It might suggest even move or travel for some of you, perhaps even on water or towards to a place where there is water. And next we have the Ten of Swords, which is very much about just being at the end of what we can mentally handle, is how this is coming through this week. Just feeling kind of mentally done, tired, exhausted. There's a lot of information to absorb if you're exposing yourself to it. I highly recommend limiting very much so how much you're ingesting the news. Take long breaks from it because it's really exhausting and it can take a lot of our life force energy. Right now there's just so much going on that it's easy to feel defeated or like hopeless, like there isn't much to look forward to, or everything's going to hell in a handbasket. And I firmly do not believe that's true, as much as it might look and feel that way on the outside. There are so many wonderful businesses, projects, organizations that are coming together really with the kind of intention that we often hope our leaders will put forth for making the world and our lives a better place, but it just doesn't always happen that way. It often goes sideways or gets lost in the shuffle somehow. So it might even be worth looking for some information and news that is completely uplifting, and you're going to have to search for it, but it's there if you just start doing a search of amazing advancements in health, or regenerating the earth, or cleaning up plastic, or saving endangered species. All that stuff just comes to mind off the top of my head. If you want to look for it, if you want to be uplifted, look, it's there. All right, the overall energy is justice, the justice card. So this sword is quite prominent in this deck, in this card of justice. And I'm really feeling that justice is being served. A lot of what doesn't serve us inside and out is being dealt with. And it may not look that way, but we are in a place where we are regaining balance and getting in alignment with the truth. So back to this card and this one. There might be information coming out this week, personally in our lives, in your lives, and in the news as well, that may bring light or clarity to something that was not apparent before in all the turbulence and chaos. And it may be disheartening, or feel like it kind of, like I said before, kind of takes you down, or knocks you out. But there is a strong sense of justice coming in a lot of areas of life where it just hasn't been there for decades, if not lifetimes. So that being the focal point, I feel very encouraged by that, and I just want to share that with you as well. So we're moving into the Knight of Swords energy towards the end of the week. More swords. He really advocates for what he believes in and charges forward with that intention. It can sometimes be an aggressive, angry energy. As I mentioned last week, try to take a breath. If you're feeling triggered or activated, just take a breath. It doesn't mean you don't have valid feelings or valid points or beliefs, but of course you're going to feel more respect if you're coming from a place of understanding the big picture and knowing that there are a lot of different viewpoints involved, different perspectives. Next we have the Three of Wands. And this is a winged fairy, in my opinion, really standing on the precipice of some success that's already been achieved. She is in a position of stability where she can look out into the light and see the possibilities before her. Wands are fire, creative energy. So again, what are you being called for? What's your higher purpose? What's the bigger message here of how you can stand up and really look into that light in a creative, playful way? I'm getting from, her elemental fairy type wings. Tune into that elemental energy, even if that's not your thing. You might even want to look up elemental energy, what that means, because I think this might be where we can turn a corner from some of that sharp mental energy of this week. What are we going to do with the information? What are we going to do with our knowledge? How are we going to apply it? that's where we get more into the heart of the creative aspect, where we can manifest something real. And that's where the Nine of Pentacles comes in. Pentacles are the earth plane, the tangible world, the physical world, finances, resources, our bodies. So 9 being about achieving a certain sense of stability and ability to provide for oneself. This is not a card of stress. This is a card of really being established in your own right. So, okay, what I'm hearing is established in your own right. Remember, as always, no matter what's going on around us, in politics, in the world, geopolitical landscape, we are always our own leaders first and foremost, and we have to answer to ourselves first. And if we can use what we're observing and maybe what needs to be put to rest. See, this figure is just deflated and taken out by all these swords. So maybe what's not working in your world or the outside world, what needs to be taken out, so that you can really see from that creative space of possibilities that you did not see before, colors you couldn't see before. Look at how the colors go from this gray and light pink color to these warm oranges and golden tones of sun energy, creative energy, solar plexus energy, sacral plexus energy. That's really going to be, I think, where we're going to find our power and where we find our independence to live in the reality that suits us, frankly. And yeah, I think this probably makes sense to you, especially in the US right now, but really it's everywhere in all countries. There is so much going on in the world, and so many of us, I think, would say, yeah, I would do it differently if I were in charge, and we are in charge, and it starts with ourselves. And the more we really own our independence and our sovereignty, and what we believe and what is clear to us, I think the more we can create the experience and create opportunities for our elected leaders to communicate with us and participate with us in a way that maybe some of what we know is right and true can start to show up tangibly outside of us. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. However, I'm going to do something fun today. I have this pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And these are gold medallions from a dear friend who shared them for me to play with today for my reading. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick one of these medallions, one of these gold coins. They all have different images printed on them, and I'm going to use that to finish up our reading today. Okay. So, this is really cool. This is a very specific regal bird. I'm trying to get it to show up more. There we go, on the camera. It reminds me of something on the family crest of an old tribal medieval time flag of a group or a family. And I'm hearing birds of a feather flock together. So first I'm being reminded, seek solace, peace, and comfort in your soul tribe, in your community, your family, whether they're biological or not, that basically is in agreement with you. Sometimes, of course, we don't want to be insulated in our bubbles of just our own reality and that's it, and then everybody else is outside of it. But birds of a feather flock together. You might find a creative space around others who are maybe seeing a perspective similar to you or have a similar mindset to you, and from there you might feel more solid being on your own, or not being locked into the global narrative, let's say. There's also something very unique about this bird. It feels like an exotic bird. So think outside the box. Let's get outside of the tried and not so true ways of doing things that are so boring and so trite and overdone. I think it's time to think far and wide and outside of your comfort zone. And that's how I'm reading exotic, because exotic, traveling, for example, to an exotic land is not easy. There might be several modes of transportation to get you to a place that's exotic. It's not a straight shot, and it's just not necessarily downtown or the next town over. So expand your horizons and maybe explore information, content, people, experiences, places that you would not have thought of going to before. And they might not be exotic in the traditional sense of, some distant island where there are tribal indigenous people living, which might feel very exotic to the average person that's watching this video. Exotic might be going to that restaurant that you never thought you would try. Maybe you're a big carnivore and you never thought you would like going to a raw vegan food restaurant, and you might be totally surprised at how that opens up your senses, your inspiration, your creativity, by just simply engaging with something outside of the norm. So with that, I'm going to leave you thinking about what is exotic for you, what is fun for you, what would shake things up and be a little different this week, so that you can create a reality that nurtures you first and foremost, and aligns with what's balanced for you, and brings you peace of mind and clarity of mind. All right, my friends, remember you can book a personal session with me at intuitivegardentarot.org. All the information is on my website. And please don't forget to hit the like button, share, and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate you all, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.